I accidentally traveled to a time where women are inferior to men, and I also accidentally worked as an anchor. Only by completing the task of being a real man can I return to the world before I travel back in time. Just a short while ago, my extreme head-breaking with a certain platform's first sister in Summoner's Canyon caused my internet popularity to skyrocket. I was secretly delighted. At this rate, the funding for the Fierce Man Transformation program isn't coming this way. After hastily greeting my group of face fans, I finally put down my headset, raising my eyes to see that it was already more than 10 o'clock. The real world of 996. Let me more than once envy professional anchors. Play the game to have money to earn. Now it seems are not easy. I lay in bed, still thinking about Dragon's transformation plan. The next day, at a branded drink shop, I was fully armed, afraid of being recognized. I eagerly asked Dragon about the situation at the school gate today, and whether there were still so many people blocking me. Dragon told me that the flow of people today is a little less than yesterday. Is probably because I didn't sweat yesterday, so my enthusiasm has dropped. It's just that there are still people in the school discussing this matter. After listening to Dragon's report, I decided to protect my privacy. Dragon asked me what I was busy with at home during the 2 days I was on leave. I could only say helplessly that it was just a waste of time, writing weblogs, and doing live broadcasts and playing games. Unexpectedly, the words just fell. He screamed out as if he had never seen the world. A variety of questions also came. When to open? How much did you earn? What are you broadcasting? I was so scared that I hurriedly covered his big mouth. The decibel is only increasing. I told him that yesterday was the first time I had ever broadcast live. I just wanted to try it out. I hadn't signed a contract with the platform yet. At that moment, my mobile phone suddenly rang. It turned out to be an invitation from a media company. As my live broadcast yesterday was very effective, the other party is interested in pulling me into the fold. Seeing me pondering for a long time, Long Long curiously asked me what was wrong. I directly told him about the media company wanting to sign me up. Although he didn't catch this great fortune, I could tell that he was genuinely happy for me, especially since I was able to make a lot of money from this business. He couldn't hide his envy. However, I am still a firm believer in Taoism. All things that affect my learning, I have to kill it in the cradle. What's more, there's no privacy when you're an internet celebrity. Dragon gave me the advice to wear a mask, leave, and still whet my fans' appetites. Like he said, I can do anything and people will give me gifts, but I'm not that shallow. I've positioned myself as a game anchor, so I can do it without showing my face. After thinking about it, I still felt that I needed this opportunity. However, Dragon and I's conversation was overheard by 2 strangers. When they saw Dragon and I leave the shop, they followed us secretly. It wasn't until I turned a corner that I realized I was being followed. I sneakily looked back for fear of alerting the snakes, as I was not sure of the other party's details and intentions. In order to ensure Long Long's safety, I lied that I was going to the supermarket to buy something. Fortunately, Long Long did not continue to follow. After giving me some instructions, Long Long then turned around and left. Since there was no one next to me anymore, I said to the 2 of you, "Don't hide. Your talent for hiding is too bad. Even a child can hide better than you." I heard the heavy sound of high heels behind me. The leader was a girl with dyed pink hair. Although her outfit was hot, she could tell that she was not a good person. Then, coveting my beauty and social status, she opened her mouth to ask for my support, which she really dared to think. Anyway, I need to know the identity of the other party first. Unexpectedly, I was just a simple conversation, but her follower said that she was a loner. I haven't even heard of Sister Liu's formidable name. She is in charge of these streets. I politely called out to Sister Liu. In my heart, I thought to myself, good guy, I've become the director of the street office at such a young age. This future is not a glimpse of the head. When the other party saw that my words were disrespectful, she started to threaten me. However, in the next second, she was directly hit by Sister Liu with a tangled face. At this time, she was still very aggrieved. At first glance, it seems to be a young girl who is not yet experienced in the world, but actually dared to call out the leader's favorite person, or in front of the leader's face. This punch is not unfair. Sister Liu educated her slowly and methodically. Not so rude to the beauty. I don't like to hear the word beauty, but all people should be polite. It's equality. My couldn't care less attitude made Sister Liu even more obsessed with me. She called it personality and even threatened to give me. She even offered me 10,000 a month to be your boyfriend. Nice guy, worthy of being in charge of a few streets. Monthly salary is based on 5 figures. At this moment, another fortune has hit my head. How many people dream of being adopted? And putting aside the filter of Sister Liu's age and social status, she is still very impressive. There's no shortage of what she should have, and it all stands out. but my goal remains firm. I am to become a true Hanyo. How can I stoop to this level just because of this small game? Forget it. Thank you, Sister Liu, for your kind invitation. I'm sorry I can't comply. Please be generous. I'm in a hurry. But she seemed to think she hadn't got her price right, so she just let me make my own offer. If I don't agree, there's the little white knife waiting for me. I am also a capital letter of conviction. She is so persistent. Say not moved is false. She slowly came to my ear and threatened to scrape my face if I didn't give in, so I wouldn't be able to be an anchor. You're underestimating me. I'm the man who wants to be the #1 game anchor. Come on, scratch me. I don't have a beautiful face, but I still have a lot of talent. As expected, Sister Liu was shocked by my impassioned and unwavering attitude. Of course, I was joking. How could I let her run wild with me? I've learned Muay Thai, an uppercut to dislodge his weapon, and a back elbow to block her mobility. These two clean moves directly brought her to one knee. Seeing that she had lost face in front of a group of juniors, Sister Liu was very angry at this moment. She also revealed her original face, first scolding me for growing morale. Then there was no more. We are 2 ways from each other. It's pointless to dwell too much. If I didn't beat you well just now, I'll give you another kick. If she's stubborn again, don't blame me for not knowing how to have mercy on her. Due to the fact that in this world, male and female students have diametrically opposite physiques and energies, my vigorous kit also does little damage and more than enough insults. I stared at her dead on, preventing a sneak attack, while crouching down to pick up her knife. Almost got it, Sister Liu. If you are still stubborn, you will not blame me for being impolite. Sister Liu's followers saw that she was defeated, so they were all eager to fight against me. But Sister Liu stopped them. Unexpectedly, my resistance seems to make her love me more deeply, only to see her directly swinging away. It seems that this matter today really needs to get a result, otherwise she won't let me go. It seems that Peach Blossom luck isn't always good luck either. I'm a bit weak, because the 3 moves I just made were purely due to her lack of defense. In this world, women have absolute strength. I'm really worried that I'll be accounted for here. Just when I was lost in thought, Sister Liu had already rushed over with a straight punch. Although I'm not strong enough, I'm still quite agile. I dodged it with a sideways movement. You do not say. You sister with fighting skills can be very Seeing that the straight punch is not enough, she switched to a right hook. As the saying goes, even the best kung fu is afraid of kitchen knives. My move of using a knife to hurt someone directly scared her back a few steps. Okay, no more fighting. I've already called the police. Sister Liu, are you waiting for Sir here, or are you going to stop here? You can do whatever you want. Seeing this, Sister Liu changed her tough attitude just now. She directly raised her hands high and surrendered, but she didn't seem to want to let me go because of the elbow I got, and she was still trying to stir up trouble. Sister Liu's attitude shows the big picture of a street office director. What do you know? You have to be patient with a beauty. To be honest, Sister Liu is not bad. If I wasn't on a mission to revive my manhood, I might have given in. Also, I really don't like her calling me a beauty. Well, I'll leave you now. Sister Liu, don't follow me. Oh, I haven't hung up the police call yet. Our battle is broadcast live. Sister Liu was reluctant to see me off, her eyes glowing green. I understand that this is not over yet. I didn't realize that my little follower had actually taken a picture of me. I just don't know where she's going to send my photos. Meanwhile, in the office of a media company, the chairman of the board, who saw my potential, told her to make sure she took me under her wing. General Manager Wei was a bit upset. She thought she was at least a general manager. Why did she have to work as a talent scout? As a senior official, the little secretary could only murmur that it was all the chairman's idea. It turns out that the chairman of the board is the mother of General Manager Wei, and there are a lot of young fresh meat with face and talent around. Wei is very worried that her mother will find a little father for herself on a whim. However, she, who distinguishes between public and private matters, still took the secretary's mobile phone. My identity as a high school student is really not too stunning, but my spirit of defying power and daring to fight against the forces of darkness and evil was recognized by her. She thought about it again and again, but still instructed her secretary to go and conduct a back test on me. It's also true that talents are always in demand no matter what the context of the era is. The law of true fragrance can't even be broken by General Manager Wei, let alone facing me with great personal charisma. At this time, General Manager Wei, standing alone on a high-end office building in the central CBD looking into the distance, she blurted out my name. Is it possible that she has heard of me before? One sunny afternoon, in the school playground, I seemed to sense her call and couldn't help but sneeze. Dragon thought I was in poor health and suggested not playing basketball. What's more, these are girls' sports. I just need to cheer them on. I was also a whole big speechless. One sneeze made him make such a big deal out of it. Besides, who says only girls can play basketball? If I don't show you my hand, you won't know how many eyes the horse king has. I just saw me throwing the basketball with both hands. This one shot gathered the memories that I had carved in my bones in the other world, without any surprise. It went in. How about it, Dragon? Learn from it. It's a long way to go to become a real man. Until the screams and cheers of the girls around me brought me back to reality. Dragon went to the audience and saw Yuehua. At the moment, she seems a bit different than usual, especially in her outfit. Yuehua felt that she was willing to make changes as long as I liked it. Poor Dragon has only envy. Trees are big, and not everyone is so fanatical in their love for me. Just like these two young ladies are very thoughtful. They are prepared to be my first batch of black fans. And the boss behind them is Sister Liu. These two are pointing to my photos to exchange bounty with her. However, at this moment, I was still in the dark. I just felt that there was a pair of greedy eyes staring at me. This made me very uncomfortable. I hurriedly turned back to look, only to find nothing. One of my classmates asked me with concern, "What have you discovered?" Naturally, I found nothing at this moment. After all, they were not that blatant. I had no choice but to say nothing. And the lady who just took a picture of me pressed the shutter effort, $200 in hand. This job is even more lucrative than being an anchor and writing online articles. Soon it was time for school to end, and the entrance to the school was packed with people. Yuehua and I walked out of the campus shoulder to shoulder and said a friendly goodbye. However, Long Long, who was on the side, also came up and wanted to say a friendly goodbye to me. Can't this kid have some personality? He just does what everyone else does. Man up, my dragon brother. See you tomorrow too. Just then, I caught the sound of a shudder in the noisy crowd. My subconscious told me the sound was coming from me. I hurriedly looked into the distance, wanting to see who was pretending to be me again. Long Long, who was outside the situation, was a bit puzzled. He wondered why I always looked in one direction from time to time. I could only briefly omit the events of that day, and told him that I thought I was being watched. I thought about it and wondered if this person who was secretly filming me could be Sister Chin. So, I slowly walked towards the direction where I heard the shutter sound. There was indeed someone behind the tree. "I finally caught you. I'm an avid fan." The other person was shocked when he saw me coming. She panicked and said it was none of her business. "What the hell? It's not Sister Chin. Whatever. Whoever's coming is not good. Quick, call out your modus operandi." Seeing this, the girl had to timidly hand over her mobile phone. She kept explaining that it's her first time to commit a crime. Looking at my stunning face in the mobile phone, I couldn't help but wonder, what does she want my photo for? This is also redundant for me to ask. Do you need a reason to like someone? After some interrogation, I realized it turns out that all of this is Sister Liu's trick. She issued a paid bounty task. The target is my high-definition no-code photos. God oh man, this woman, how so persistent? Hasn't it been made clear that day? I can't. I have to take the initiative and pay her a visit in person. The girl told me that Sister Liu's full name is Liu Xin, and she is the head of this area. After knowing the information I wanted, I simply gave her back her mobile phone. This Sister Liu is really troublesome. I need to find a way to get rid of this stumbling block on the way to growth. So, on a breezy weekend, I asked Long Long to a commercial plaza. This is a really good size. The first time I came here, I almost got lost following the navigation. One of the best news today is that I signed up with the Amusing Fish platform. Some of the conditions I proposed, the company also agreed. Even the popularity commission from the previous live broadcast, I took out in advance. I wanted Dragon to help me choose a gift, but as soon as this was said, he started the endless interrogation again. To whom? What to buy? A sweetheart? When did you meet? And finally adding a soulful summary. You've gone too far. You didn't even share the joy with others. I'm also rendered speechless by him throughout. I'm giving gifts to my Sister Chin, and I'm still reporting to you. It's just that this sister and I don't share the same blood tie. Afterwards, he was curious and asked me what conditions I had made with Amusing Fish Live. Actually, it's nothing. It's just that I don't want to show my face unless I voluntarily give back to my fans. The content other than the live broadcast content should also let me voluntarily choose. Cannot be forced. Do not participate in any offline promotional activities unless I voluntarily. 2 hours of live streaming per day can go up to 5 hours on weekends, and 1 day off per week unless I volunteer. The most important thing is the last one. Pure talent anchor, no rubbing the edges to sell meat. At this time, looking at Dragon again, he has already admired the 5 bodies. This is a job application for an anchor or a job application for a ball saw. This is the benefits that only the headliner has. Right. When I heard this word, I was speechless at that time. I said long. That story of Ludingji doesn't only have the Lichuanyuan bridge. I'm a head anchor, not a headliner. Just when the two of us were chatting, I seemed to be targeted by someone again. Here's Liu Fan. From what he said about me, it should be my black powder actual hammer. He actually said that I was entangled with some girls, which is so exaggerated. The people on the side also chimed in. What's more, they actually said that no good-looking one is good. My God, don't be so extreme at such a young age. One of the boys saw that Liu Feng couldn't get angry, so he proposed to clean me up and then buy a lipstick to celebrate. Fortunately, Liu Feng actually agreed. He had a plan to buy lipstick too, so he didn't have to clean me up. It seemed like I had committed some mortal sin. Hearing that I was going to be taught a lesson, the people on the other side of the room responded in droves, which means that if you can't get it, you have to destroy it. Hearing that someone was going to post pictures of me being abused and crying on the internet, Yu Fan was secretly happy to no end. Only he hoped to find a place where no one, less someone heroic to save the girl. Just like that, these kind-hearted cuties hit it off right away. Yu Fan was even more eager. He seems to want to see me make a fool of myself on the internet. On the other side, I had no idea and was still buying like crazy at the clothing shop. Even though one belt cost me 8,000 yen, for the sake of my beautiful sister, I put up a fight. Even Mom couldn't help but sigh at my tycoon behavior. I could only comfort Dragon. It's all the money earned from the live streaming reward. Besides, Sister Chin gave me a pair of diamond earrings, so I can't be too stingy. Speaking of diamond earrings, Long instantly became interested and wanted to see how many carats it was. It directly made my head full of black lines. Because I don't know either, I excused myself and said that I didn't bring it out today, so I'll show it to you next time. As I said that, I walked towards the direction of the washroom. However, a few sneaky figures behind me also followed me all the way to here. The leader is no other than Liu Feng, who has long been displeased with me. Standing in front of the bathroom door, he directly let the other to go in to trouble me. After all, they all went to the same school, and he didn't want to expose himself either. These two even made a military order to make sure I'm good. Feng, you just wait for our good news. And at this time, unknowingly, I had just finished going to the toilet when I saw Long spraying perfume on his body. Once again, I sighed. Men in this world are obsessed with perfume. While we were talking, those two figures were already waiting for me. Unexpectedly, a cross-country collision made me a bit confused. What the hell is going on here? But my body's subconscious reaction had already made me dodge it. The moment I brushed past him, I grabbed him by the collar. What do you want? I was curious. I'd never seen these two before. Seeing his companion being arrested, the other immediately took offense. You're walking with your eyes wide open. You almost hit my friend. Sensing that these two people were coming from a bad place, Long directly scolded back for me. It was obviously your friend who bumped into me first. Can you see who's blind? The man who was demolished was full of ferocity. He grabbed Long's collar and loudly questioned him. I directly shot out and pulled his arm tightly, forcing him to let go of Long's collar. Don't you have any idea in your heart who bumped into you? I stared straight at him to see what else he could do. After all, Long is my friend. Who dares to make a move on my friend is looking for death. The man didn't defend himself. He said I was the one who made the mistake. Looking at his intent to pick a fight, I didn't want to bother with him too much. I pushed him away and asked Long to leave. But what I didn't expect was that he spat at me. Luckily, I was quick enough to dodge. Otherwise, it would have been really disgusting. This person is purely a big disease. I clenched my fists. I'll make him pay. Don't think that just because you're a man, I won't dare to beat you up. It was too late. My fist hit him directly in the face. The accomplices on the other side who were watching the show, when they saw me striking out, they also took the whole thing out of context. Dragon, who was so angry that he couldn't carry himself on his shoulders, wanted to teach them a good lesson, but I seem to have overestimated them, because they all fight like women, pulling each other's hair. It really left me a bit speechless. I'm not going to pretend anymore today. On behalf of March 5 billion men, I'm going to teach you to softballs who touch the porcelain a good lesson. After a series of feast baptisms, I finally let them both know why flowers are so red. Next time you deliberately touch porcelain, I'll break your legs. I'm shocked by today's results. I didn't realize Muay Thai was so good. This man didn't want to give up. He wanted to call his girlfriend to come and clean me up. But I didn't want to put these people in my heart at all. I turned around and continued shopping with Dragon. I just didn't expect that his rescuer came so fast. He blocked me in front of the shopping mall in minutes. His girlfriend is also a solid King Kong, full of muscle mass, making me really envious to no end. Only her tone of arrogance left me very unhappy. His accomplices also added oil and vinegar to the side and pushed the black pot onto my body. Liu Fan, who was watching the show from the sidelines, saw that the atmosphere had been baked into place and wanted to find an excuse to bail out. Maybe you get your ugly photo later. In order to get my ugly photo, these people are so heartless. And Liu Fan is even playing his little game. When the time comes, take a picture of the confrontation and send it to the school forum. Then say that the mistress is interfering in someone else's love affair. But all these are not my concern, because the girlfriend he found is eyeing on me. I'm used to big battles, so I'm bold enough to put down my words. Just a few of you weaklings. How dare you come looking for a fight again? Then I'll play with you. Liang Longlong could see that something was wrong. Those few people were clearly targeting on purpose. Otherwise, how could they be so coincidental and dare to spit and provoke? But I have absolute confidence in my own force value. If you guys want to make a move, just hurry up. I'm still in a hurry to go shopping. I thought that if I gave a harsh word, I could start fighting straight away. But what's with the sudden starry eyes? Is this being charmed by me? It's all because of my damn personal charm. I don't know whether it's a blessing or a curse to have a physique that attracts even rivals. The man who sensed something was wrong hurriedly spoke out to call back his girlfriend's sanity. His girlfriend is even funnier, actually reasoning with me. No matter what, whoever hit the person is who's wrong. Simply apologize. Today's matter is over. Hearing the apology, the man was instantly unsettled. He beat me up like this. How can you let him off so easily? The girlfriend did not look at him in the slightest. There are people watching on the roadside. Do you want me to take action against a man? Noticing that his girlfriend had changed her mind, the man was even more sad. No wonder you were so horny just now that you couldn't come back to your senses for half a day. Do you want to break up? Watching them fight internally, I was a bit helpless. Can you solve your internal problems yourselves? I'm in a hurry. Seeing me leaving, the man instantly became furious. You're not allowed to leave. I haven't made myself clear yet. Try leaving. I'm warning you. If you ever mess with me again, I'll beat you so badly you won't even know your mother. The man's patience was wearing thin. Just then, his girlfriend threatened him with a Hermes bag. If you don't want the bag, just say so. Just a moment ago, she was still fierce and vicious. But when she saw me, she changed into a smiling face again. And she also added my contact information and sent me a red envelope to compensate for my wounded heart. And everything, we're not far away from the eyes of Liu Fan, but also with a mobile phone to shoot down, ready to make a big article. At the same time, in front of a high-grade club, stopped a valuable supercar. As the door slowly opened, you can vaguely see a beautiful woman sitting inside. The white thighs really attracted people's attention, and the black high-heeled shoes added to the sexiness. She's General Manager Wei. She came here to inspect the revenue of Prime Square in the second quarter. She was about to go straight to the point, but a sudden sound came and attracted her attention. Looking back, it happened to be me negotiating with that woman. Liu Fan's mobile phone was still on video, recording every move that happened. Unbeknownst to him, a group of aggressive people were walking behind him. The leader tapped him on the shoulder, startling Liu Fan. He hurriedly turned back to look, but found that the people in front of him, he could not afford to mess with them at all. Sister Liu, who received the news, hurriedly rushed over and wanted to teach him a lesson when she saw him furtively tapping around. When Liu Fan saw Sister Liu coming, his entire arrogance disappeared without a trace. While saying he was passing by, he protected his mobile phone in his arms. But Sister Liu didn't have such a good temper. As soon as she pinched his neck and grabbed the mobile phone, she searched for that evidence just now. A face full of intrigue, letting Liu Fang know that it was finished this time. Messing with someone he shouldn't have messed with. Sister Liu is not polite. How dare you sneak a picture of the person I like and other women in the same frame? Do you want to die? The suffocating feeling made Liu Fang directly beg for mercy. Sister Liu, please let me go. I was wrong. I won't dare to do it again. Obviously, Sister Liu didn't want to let him go just like that. Go. Come with me to meet your brother-in-law. Let him know what you've done. The sound of footsteps from far and near instantly attracted everyone's attention. Seeing Sister Liu arrive, several people's faces were colorful. Sister Liu is frank, still holding Liu Fan, who has been confused for a long time. But her target is not someone else. Even a blind man can see that she is interested in me, but I do not want to get involved with her. The last time we dealt with purely by accident. Dragon saw another unknown big shot, suddenly trembling, hiding behind me, but I did not want to care about her mind. Turned around and was about to take Long Long to leave this place of wrongdoing. but Sister Liu suddenly said that someone was secretly filming me. She said, and pushed out Liu Fan, the one who started it all. Sister Liu said that she was at my disposal, but I knew that her purpose was definitely not that simple. I questioned her loudly. What do you want? I told you last time, don't bother me. Sister Liu, however, played a trick. She made a gesture and asked her men to bring a certain thing. As if she was sure I would be interested, she was already scratching her head, ready to receive my compliments, but I was already on guard. If you want to fight, just come at me. But what Sister Liu prepared was nothing else but a bunch of roses in bloom. She came towards me with a big stride and confessed her love to me. Please go out with me. I really like you. The sudden confession caught me off guard. What happened to the promised fight? How did it turn into this? But I don't even like this kind of King Kong. On the other hand, Sister Liu on the other side was full of deep love. As long as you're my boyfriend, I'll promise you anything you want. What's going on? How come this sister isn't finished? How can I reject her to make her die? After all, why don't you follow the rules? Last time we met, we had to fight and kill each other. But this time you're confessing your love. That's ridiculous. I cleared my throat and still politely rejected her good intentions. I'm not interested in you at all, and it's impossible for me to go out with you. Without anything else, I'll leave first. My refusal didn't seem to do much for her, and she actually blamed the problem on her being too eager. I almost spat out a mouthful of blood. As she said that, she even handed over the roses in her hand and asked me to make sure I took the flowers. I looked at the roses and got an even bigger headache. Big sister, please get it right. We've only met once, and you're still flashing knives at me. What's the point of being so gentle now? I could only persuade her to take the flowers away. After all, you have threatened me before. I also fought with you now, even in the future, as not know or do not blame me for the police. Sister Liu seemed to understand my thoughts. A hand threw the flowers on the ground and ordered her men to clear the scene. The people who were cleared away didn't dare to resist and said loudly that it was all a misunderstanding. In the blink of an eye, there were only a few people left, and Long Long was still worried. This big sister should not want to kill. Right. Sister Liu was uncharacteristically gentle. Even her words were so gentle. She comforted Long Long and told him never to be afraid. How does she know dragon? I was shocked and immediately questioned her. You actually checked my friend. How else would you know Long Long's name? But she said that it's a normal thing to care about my friends, who made the sisters around me like the dragon type. If they get mad, no one can stop them. Perceiving the threat in her words made me very upset, and is still using dragon to threaten me. A silent confrontation is quietly taking place at this moment, but I can never use dragon as a bet. Why don't we each take a step back and you tell me what else you want? Let me hear it first. Sister Liu is directly showing her cards. How about we go for a drink together? This is already the biggest concession. It's just going to the pub for a drink. What's the big deal? Tell me the time and address. I'll be there on time. The prey finally took the bait. Sister Liu also showed a hint of teasing smile. She pasted in my ear and said gently, "We'll see you at 7 p.m. at the Lights Bar. I'll be there on time. I'd like to see what tricks you're up to." A storm finally ended, and Sister Liu left with her men. Dragon is still worried about my safety. Those guys have tattoos. They look like gangsters. Why don't we not go to that bar tonight? It's too dangerous. Or let's just call the police and let them deal with them. I rejected Long Long's suggestion without even thinking about it, because they don't have any criminal facts. If we make them angry, they have plenty of ways to torture us. I'll go and check her attitude first tonight. Don't worry. I've practiced Kung Fu recently. They can't do anything to me. I told Dragon to be safe. Dragon knew that I was determined to go, so it hugged me and cried, but I'm only going to a bar, not a torture chamber. Men in this world are so soft-hearted. Suddenly, a figure blocked in front of us, and I looked up curiously. She claimed to be a Mr. Wei's secretary and wanted to see me. Where's this demon or devil? Why are you blocking me twice a day? I'm just a mediocre high school student. And who is this General Wei? I don't know this person at all. The moment I opened my mouth, I said no, right now. I just want to go home as soon as possible. But the female bodyguards behind her didn't seem to want to let me go like that. Looking at a group of big and thick VJ, I knew that this General Wei wouldn't be able to run away. I twisted my face to let them lead the way. Did I not read the calendar today? Why are all the demons and ghosts coming out to get me in trouble? I couldn't involve Long Long in this mess. I hurriedly told him to go home and to call me if anything happened. All the way to this towering building, I still can't figure out who this Mr. Wei is. The secretary was respectful and told me to find out for myself, but just by looking at her back, I felt that something bad was happening, and I didn't know if it was too late to leave. Her aura is so strong that it far exceeds that of Sister Liu just now. Who is she? although I'm still far away. Just by looking at her figure, she's no less than Sister Chin, and she's the president of Feng Hong Group, Wei Wei. When she saw me coming, she slowly stood up and kept scanning me with her eyes. Just look, why did she come over? What is this person's situation? Who would have thought that the first words out of her mouth would actually be that the qualifications are good and that this one is not yet available on the market? I was confused again. Before I could react, Wayne pointed to the contract in the secretary's hand. Sign this contract. I can make you famous. Uncertainly, I took the contract and flipped through it. This woman actually wants me to be a star. She couldn't have made a mistake, right? I closed the contract and rejected her directly. Sorry, I don't have the intention to become a star, and I don't need you to promote me. I'm still in a hurry to go home for dinner, so excuse me. I turned around and was about to leave, but the secretary even scolded me for being ungrateful. I've never had much patience for this kind of person. I grabbed her arm and startled her, not allowing her to react. I pushed her to the ground in one smooth motion. I don't need you guys to promote me. I'll say it for the last time. Wei was quietly staring at me from the side, but the next second, she unexpectedly rushed straight over. The amazing explosive power really surprised me, but I'm not one to be trifled with. I dodged her attack with a flash. Seeing that her momentum had dissipated, I raised my arm and was about to counterattack, but she predicted my movement and directly defused my attack to nothing. A high school boy can still do a few kung fu moves. He's a good prospect. Although it was an appreciation, it sounded so harsh to my ears. I can't accept Mr. Wei's kindness. I had just said no, but Wei Nan advised me not to reject it in a hurry, because in this world, there is nothing that Feng Hong Group can't do. She also gave me a few days to think about it. As soon as the words left her mouth, she greeted her secretary and sent me away. But at this moment, I only have one thought. This woman named Wei Nan is not easy to deal with. After a day of ups and downs, I finally returned to my familiar room. In order to get to the appointment, I took out all the weapons of self-protection. A recorder, a knife, and of course, base. After preparing everything, I took a deep breath and sent a message to Long Long. If I don't call you at 8:30 p.m., call the police for me. After sending the message, I am also considered to have a heavy protection. I must draw a clear line with Sister Liu, otherwise there will be endless troubles. Late at night as promised. The sky is not good. It actually rained heavily. I followed the location on the map and arrived at the lights bar, looking at the world of lights and greenery inside. I don't know why, but an ominous feeling came over me. Just as I entered the bar, a woman who called herself Sister Liu stopped me. I answered lightly and let her lead the way. At that moment, Sister Liu was waiting for me in the private room. I just want to cut the Gordian knot and get it over with as soon as possible, because I don't want to have anything to do with her. I came here today to get things cleaned up. I look at Sister Liu without fear. Just let our relationship go back to the beginning. It's better for everyone if we don't know each other. After listening to me, Sister Liu seemed to find my request a bit difficult to handle. She got up and picked up her glass of wine. Her mouth said she thought of a good solution. You satisfy me once. Just tonight. I'll never pester you in the future. I swear, the news like a bolt from the blue made me panic. You know I won't promise you. If you keep this up, I'll call the police. Hearing that I'm going to call the police, Sister Liu instantly left. Is it illegal to chase a boy you like now? Is it wrong for me to express my love? The henchman who led the way just now is still coaxing from the sidelines. Sister Liu, do not talk nonsense with him. You dominate the bow. When the time to take video photos, if resistance will be sent to the internet. When I heard this, I just wanted to ask you, are you polite? You're counting on me in front of me. Don't forget, my carefully prepared recorder is still on. What you say will be taken as evidence. On the other hand, Sister Liu on the other side seems to be a bit uptight. She actually thinks that bullying is a good idea. Her smile made me scared. The henchmen just now even flashed their daggers. The situation at hand is very unfavorable to me. They even took out their daggers. Is it that if I refuse, I still want to kill and kill? As I said that, I shoved my hand into my pocket, where I have my secret weapon. I took out the anti-pepper spray and let you see how powerful I am. The secret chili water is not very exciting. Take advantage of your illness. Taking advantage of her sneezing, I snatched the dagger in her hand, smoothly against her neck, and threatened Sister Liu, let me go, or if I kill someone in self-defense, you'll be in big trouble. Sister Liu did not expect me to have such a hand. She looked at me with teasing eyes. You kid, you've got a lot of guts. I met her gaze without fear. Don't send people to follow me, unless you want to see blood on the street. Attracting the police will not do you any good. I just finished my words, not allowing Sister Liu to refuse. A flash and slipped out of the room, not forgetting to push the henchman to the side. At this time, Sister Liu's face was full of gloom, after so many years in the business. Tonight is really the first time. Just at this time, a message came on the mobile phone. I'm the one who told you about the tape recorder. If you dare to mess with me again, I will definitely expose tonight's recording. Sister Liu, who realized that she had been trapped, realized in hindsight, where did a high school student get the guts? It's because of the recorder. When I was escaping, I didn't realize that a pair of eyes were staring at me.